All right, so I have to tell y'all something that genuinely surprised me. The fastest growing group on dating apps right now. Can you guess who it is? It's not Gen Z. It's not even millennials. It's people in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s, y'all. I had no idea grandma was getting it in like that, bro. So basically, your mom, your divorced uncle, um, that random boomer from your job who just figured out how to work Hinge, yeah, all them. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is your parents might be getting more right swipes than you right now. Yeah. Yeah, I know that that's hard to hear, but you just gotta accept it, It's one of those things in life. Gotta sit with it. Let it marinate a little bit. Apparently, online dating for people in their 50s and 60s has pretty much doubled over the last decade, which is crazy. And it also tells me that it's not just about dating apps, it's more about people finally giving themselves permission to, want something different. One out of what was the stat? It was I think it was, yeah, one out of every three baby boomers is single right now. That's crazy. That's a massive shift from like a few decades ago when most people stayed married forever, whether they was happy or not. They just stayed in it till death do us part. And death was doing them part because they was not leaving. Now, these new age old people, they outside. Okay. And the wild part is they not even dating to figure themselves out. They already did that. They kind of got it easy now. They dating to see if they could find somebody who could fit into the life they already built. They know what they want, and they know what they don't want too. It's a different energy that comes with somebody who's exploring versus somebody who's done experimenting. You know, they're not trying to recreate what they had when they was 25. I think at a certain age, you just stop chasing chemistry. You start paying attention to compatibility more than anything because chemistry, man, chemistry don't help whenever somebody's stressing you out every day. And that's one thing they realize. They're building something that actually fits who they are now. And honestly, dude, I think that's beautiful. I think this is carving a path to show people that it's not a one size fits all type of thing. Like people tried to make dating and marriage and all this stuff to be in the past, especially within different cultures. It's like, no, we do things like this. We do things like this. I think this might derail that a little bit. Now, this next part blew my mind, y'all. There's this new relationship style called living apart together. Have y'all heard of that? Basically, what it means is we're together, we're committed, we love each other, but you got your house and I got mine. That's pretty much what it means. And a huge percent of older couples are choosing this on purpose, not temporarily either, like permanently. Like this is how they going out like this. Uh, at first I was like, ooh, that kind of sounds like some commitment issues if you think about it. Kind of sound like some, like some who hurt you type stuff. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, that's not commitment issues. That just sounds like emotional maturity with boundaries. Really, you know? Because when you look at why they're doing it, it really makes sense. These aren't young folks that we're talking about here. Some don't want to lose the financial benefits. Some don't want to, merge families again. That could be stressful. And I really think some people are just done compromising on who they are. They probably was doing that for the past 30 years. And I respect it. You kind of gotta respect it. I also read about how a lot of older women are openly saying that they don't want to step back into the caregiver role again. Real hot girl stuff, stop playing with her. Let's get it. Uh, but can you blame them? Can you blame them? Most of them probably divorced or, widows, and they looking at this like this a fresh start for me. It's time for me to put all that energy that I was using to care for everybody else into me. Hell, you only get one life. You don't spend it making everybody else happy and you not. And look, I don't think they're less serious about relationships. I just think they're more clear than younger generations. You listen to younger generations talk about relationships nowadays, dude, it don't even make sense. Yeah, we exclusive, but we not official. But we emotionally invested though, but we still exploring. It's like, bro, what does that even mean? Listen, if you just want to have sex with everybody while you figure out what you want, just say that, dog. Stop trying to pretty it up. You confusing people out here. Younger people love trying to define a relationship, and older people are just paying attention to how the relationship makes them feel. They just want companionship, alignment, peace. They're not looking for someone to complete them. They just watching for consistency. Because you got to think about it too. After all that life experience, butterflies stop being the goal. Stability starts looking more attractive, if I'm being real. So yeah, I say all that to say, your parents might be dating smarter than you right now. Mm-hmm. Not because they learn new rules either. I think they just stopped playing by the old rules. They already done the expectation phase, the this is what you're supposed to do chapter. They done with all that. Now they're building relationships that actually match their lives, which again I think is beautiful. Anyway, it's just something I've been thinking about. That's all I got for you today. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and thank you for hearing me out.